When I used to work in corporations, we would use a tremendous amount of open source software, and as far as I remember, almost no one talked about giving back. My name is Alex Slobo.eth, but I go by Slobo.eth. I work for ENS as an ecosystem steward, and I've been with ENS for over 3 years. I think there are larger tech companies that do focus and they actually pay maintainers full time, but I think that's the exception rather than the rule. I don't think this is a morality thing, it's just people just don't think about how much of your world is actually built by these developers. One thing I want to say about ENS is it started out through public goods funding. There was a $500,000 grant to Nick Johnson, the founder of ENS, from the EF, and he built this protocol and he put public goods funding into its DNA. In our Constitution, any excess revenue, we're supposed to deliver to public goods funding. We use a lot of JavaScript, we use a lot of Python libraries. They've written something that is core to what we do, and those people should be rewarded because ENS can't exist without those libraries. It would have been much harder for us to move as fast as we did, right? The hardest thing in public goods funding is finding out how much and how. I think the how is getting better through programs like DRIPS, but the how much is like, how do you compare one library that is absolutely critical to the existence, but it might only be a couple hundred lines of code versus a massive library that services many different people. The transparency of DRIPS is really great. The killer feature is I can fund a repo and other people can see which repos ENS is funding, and that's critical to me because it sends out a signal of like, hey, ENS supports public goods funding specifically to this particular repository because we use it. ENS can fund one repo, but that's going to actually trickle down to 5 individuals. One of those individuals might end up splitting their stream. So a single grant of $10,000 can end up supporting something like 10 or 15 different developers and get them greater awareness of public good funding. And I think if there was more awareness, I think Web 2 companies would do it. So in the end, I just really hope that there's the ability for open source developers to not only survive, but to thrive through public goods funding